Pop Television. I would just like to ask technically if you could wait with the translation till the end, because technically we would like to have the whole statement. So the center of your work is the word reconciliation. I don't know if you're known, but this is a very strong political word in Slovenia in this generation. Unfortunately, it has proven to be elusive. But in this context, we're talking about reconciliation between descendants of Catholics and conservatives and descendants of Marxists and atheists, which stems to the events of the Second World War. Do you think that this concept is also possible for this context, to reach out and prove reconciliation, brotherhood between atheists and religious people?
Okay, bom poskusila prevesti grobo, če ne me boste pa v slovenščini dopolnili. Torej, vprašanje je, osrednja tema srečanja je sprava in kako smo razumeli, v tem kontekstu govorimo o spravi med različnimi denominacijami katoliških cerkva. Zanima me, če mislite, da je takšna vrste sprava možna tudi med ateisti in verniki v grupi.
Is this a question for Sister Mojca?
Anyone who's going to say, but it's your experience. You also reach out to atheists.
Yeah, no, it's... If I could say that for our founder, Brother Roger, the question of reconciliation among Christians, it was never a goal in itself. But if as Christians we can show that we love each other, then perhaps there's a greater chance for peace in the human family. That's what he always used to say to us. Yeah? And so I think in that context, then this desire for peace among all people of goodwill, that's an important part of our life. Want to translate? Or?
Ja. Torej, za brata Rožeja, ki je bil ustanovitelj celotnega gibanja, je bila sprava med kristijani ni bila nikoli cilj. Bolj je bilo v ospredju na nek način nesebična ljubezen, se pravi, in to, da pač, če obstaja ta ljubezen, pa mir med ljudmi dobre volje, da je pač vse mogoče.
And I think I spoke on the 27th of December when we were at the Zavod Svetega Stanislava, about the history of this school. And it was something very, very important for me to share that with the young people. I'm not an expert on Slovenian history, I can't comment on that, but this school, it was opened by the Archbishop of Ljubljana, who was Slovenian in the time of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. During the First World War, it became a hospital. During the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, it became again a school. Then during the Nazi occupation, it was the headquarters of the Gestapo, for Slovenia, Serbia and Croatia. After the Second World War, it became the interrogation center for the Yugoslav communist authorities. And many people there were moved on to their deaths. It then became a military camp. And then Slovenia independence in 1991, it returned to being a school. And it was as if there's a condensation, not only of Slovenian history, but of European history, at least Central and Eastern European history, in this school. And for me, that raised a great question. What does it mean to look at our history with an open and lucid manner, not in order to judge history, because how would I have reacted in those circumstances? I can't know. But to say what happened, and it was very wonderful. There was an old Slovenian friend who was at this prayer when I spoke, and with her she brought a friend who she's known for over 40 years. And at the end of the prayer, this woman said to her, my father was imprisoned here by the communist authorities. And she never told this story to this friend. Sometimes we need to speak about these stories to liberate, not to judge, but to liberate. Yeah? Is that a path? I don't know. We sing this beautiful song in Slovenian. Yeah? You have to say it. Yeah, but how does it begin? Yeah, yeah. With you is the source of life. Yeah? With God is the source of life. In your light, we see light. You know? So I think our journey during these days is to try to go to the source of life that as Christians we believe is in God. And with God's light, yeah, to look at what we've experienced, you know.
Ja, če samo povzamemo, ko je 27.12. nagovoril zbrane na Škofijski klasični gimnaziji oziroma v Zavodu svetega Stanislava, je naslovil tudi zgodovino šole in izpostavila, da je bila za njega zelo pomembna, zaradi tega, ker je prehajala tako iz oblike šole v sedež, v bolnišnico, v šolo, v sedež Gestapa. Po drugi svetovni vojni je bila povezana z delovanjem komunistične partije in potem po letu 1991 na nek način postala ponovno šola. In v svojem nagovoru je enačil to z evropsko zgodovino oziroma zgodovino mnogih evropskih držav. Kot odgovor na to, kaj za njega pomeni pač ta pogled, oziroma zakaj je za njega to bilo pomembno omeniti, je to, da se mu zdi, da je treba kritično, ampak jasno pogledati na situacijo brez obsojena. Razložil je tudi zgodbo o dveh udeleženkah, ki sta se ob koncu molitve podelili, oziroma ena izmed njih podelila, da je njen oče bil zaprt v temu zavodu, kar se ga še posebej dotaknilo in na nek način videl v takšnih dogodkih tudi pot. Končal pa je s tem, da ali je to res pot, se pravi tako srečevanje za doseganje sprave, da ne ve. Omenil pa tudi eno izmed pesmi, ki lahko najdete v Pesmarici, ki gre nekako tako, da je pri Bogu izvir življenja in nazaj k njemu.
Who has chosen the good part, and he approves of Martha, who has prepared a good meal.
Jezus tega ne stori, ampak z nekaj humorja in veliko ljubezni spregovori z Marto. Povej, da je Marija ravna prav. Marija si je izvolila boljši del. Veliko prevodov tu uporablja primernik Marija si je izvolila boljši del. Toda Jezus ne sodi in ne primerja. Zagovarja Marijo, ki je izbrala dober del in je naklonjen Marti, ki je pripravila dober obrok.
Let Jesus defend our inner Mary, who wants to stop and listen. He frees us from the bad conscience that can invade us when apparently we are doing nothing. Sitting down and listening may not be better, but it's good. It's even very good. What we find there will not be taken away from us. For to listen is to love, and love will never pass away.
Naj Jezus zagovarja našo notranjo Marijo, ki se želi ustaviti in poslušati. On nas osvobaja slabe vesti, ki se lahko zbudi v nas, kadar na videz ne počnemo ničesar. Usesti se in poslušati morda ni boljše, je pa dobro. Je celo zelo dobro. Kar najdemo v tem, nam ne bo nikoli odvzeto. Kajti poslušati je ljubiti in ljubezen nikoli ne mine.
this pilgrimage takes on more concrete form, like here in Ljubljana for our 46th European meeting of young adults. During this year in Teze, there will be meetings every week from Sunday to Sunday, to which you are all invited. But where will the 47th European meeting take place?
Občasno to romanje dobi konkretnejšo obliko, kot naprimer tukaj v Ljubljani na 46. Evropskem srečanju mladih. Tekom leta bodo v Tezeju vsak dan srečanja, na katera ste vsi povabljeni. In kje se bo odvijalo 47. Evropsko srečanje?
It will be in a country with 2,355 islands and 1,560 lakes.
V državi z 2355 otoki in 1560 jezeri.
It will be in a country with a rich cultural history. Cultural history, but where it has often been at the mercy of its larger neighbours.
V državi z bogato kulturno zgodovino, ki pa je bila pogosto na milost in nemilost prepuščena svojim večjim sosedom.
It will be in a country where peaceful change was brought about in the 1990s by the singing revolution.
V državi, v kateri je v 90-ih letih prejšnjega stoletja s pevsko revolucijo prišlo do mirnih sprememb.
In a country where the meeting has never been held before, in its beautiful medieval capital, the next European meeting will take place in Tallinn, the capital city of Estonia.
Naslednje evropsko srečanje mladih bo potekalo v Tallinnu, glavnem mestu Estonije.
I